Coach Jan here, got Autumn here. We're going to talk about moving people around with a loose limb. So let's play fixed step push hands. Our right legs are forward. You can have left leg, doesn't matter. Actually, let's do left leg for the camera. So we're going to do left leg forward here. So oftentimes I've talked about this concept of using this arm, a loose arm, as a leverage point and driving the arm through the opponent's shoulders. So that means that I'm taking this arm, I'm pulling back gently with my inside arm. The outside arm is pushing. So I'm getting this counter force here, but not so much specifically to have that counter force. I'm doing it just to get my position. And once I get that position, I'm going to drive that tension that I caused in my opponent from that posture. They're going to tense up, potentially trying to get their arm back. And I'm going to drive to lift the shoulder. I'm going to lift the shoulder and aim that lift through the neck to the other shoulder. I've talked about this many times, but I really want to clarify some points on this technique. So when you're here, turning to double, 2-on-1. So I have 2-on-1 arm. So the opponent could be trying something else. Now my shoulder is inside, we're shoulder to shoulder. I'm protecting my head on the outside of the shoulder. I'm dropping down, meaning I'm bending my knees and dropping my hips so that my weight goes into the opponent's shoulder, focusing my weight on the shoulder to make it uncomfortable, to cause tension on the other side. You want to cause the tension on the other side. They're going to start lifting themselves up, which is going to engage all of these muscles on this side so that they can try to lift themselves back up. And as they lift themselves back up, boom, you drive this arm through the other side. So we've talked about this, like I said, many times. Let's do it from the other side so you can see the camera. Shoulder, boom. We have the 50-50 clinch. We're playing here. Someone may have strong pressure on a strong grip on this side of the arm, so I do my best to drop my weight onto it, and I control 2-on-1. I pull in, and now here. Once that tension is caused, I'm going to drive the weight through. Now, Autumn will do it to me. I want to have a realistic reaction to this as well. So she's gonna attack this arm. She'll put 2-on-1 arm, boom, here. So now, I'm still playing. Your opponent's gonna still play. A lot of times in push hands, we get to this point where a person, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me, is going to have a limb that's out there and it's not really active. It's not really doing anything valuable for the win. In other words, to get the opponent to move. So when you catch somebody with that, what we call it, it's like dead space. When you catch someone when they're in that moment of like dead space in their mind, then you want to attack that arm. That's a hole. You're always looking for the holes and you want to be able to drive the opponent through the holes. So spin them over the hole. You can shoot your arm through the hole. Whatever the hole is in their structure, you either want to spin them around that or you want to shoot your body through it. So let's talk about it a little. Autumn, go for it. Boom. She's got me here. So she just did a ward-off technique, which is great. I want to show some other variations here. So she just did pull down, which is Trisha Chen or Chen Chen, 16-time world champ, has taught me this. Obviously, I think I will post a video of him and his sister teaching me and my dad that, which is their patented ward-off technique, which is great. But I want to show some other options from here. So I'm picking up and driving through the shoulder. That's great. But what happens if that doesn't work? Well, then maybe I'll pull the loose limb. And Autumn's being very kind and moving around. You don't need to move around too much. Let me actually move you. And so check this out. I'll pull, but if she doesn't move, then what I'll do here is I'll spin this wrist and push the bicep or push the arm or push the elbow. So I'll get this push and I'm trying to push her to spin the arm and push against pressure that I'm not releasing. If I were to push her arm, it would just go. But since I'm holding it, I'm causing tension and pressure and I'm causing her to move. So wherever the hole is, I want the tension to stick to one leg, meaning that I want to be able to spin her tension on one of her legs so she gets off balance. So again, you have double inside. If this doesn't work, this wonderful technique of driving through the shoulders, if that doesn't work, you can bring the arm back and pull it. You can clamp the arm, perhaps, and do what my father would call the shoulder blast, where you blast the shoulder and you reach. We've talked about this also in previous exercise videos. And there's just so many options, but you want to be able to take the loose limb and use it to control the tension, to instigate tension, and to spin somebody on tension. So that is the end of this video. If you have any questions, I'm going to make even more detailed videos on this. As I said in my previous video, this is really more so notes for me to be able to share with you guys, because I really want to make sure that I'm capturing all these things, because a lot of times a great question, Autumn asked some great questions today, will yield a unique explanation, and I want to be able to cover that today. So love you.